Evening guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers. In this Season 12, Round 5 at Catalunya, Circuit de Barcelona. We had a cracking race last week, didn't we? So we just joined the boys at the moment for practice. Qualifying will commence around 8 PM. I think that's 9 PM for some of the European guys. So I believe Iggy's still in control of the championship. I will just check the standings. We'll have a quick read through as it is practice. Get out of the way before the racing starts. So as I said, after round 4, going into round 5, we still have Mighty Iggy in first place with 128 points. BX is only 6 points behind though with 122. Then Viking Dog is there in third place with 91 points. We have Philip in fourth with 79. Owen is in fifth with 76. Zico sixth with 67. Gilles is 7th with 61, Capel 8th with 54, Wesley is 9th with 47, Sonic King 10th with 38, well I think he's going to be scrubbed from the standing. CMP 11th with 32, Bruma 12th with 31, DB is 13th with 28, Ben is 14th with 27, Haza 15th with 26, BR4 he's 16th with 20 points, and Kep in 17th with 3 points. So it's all going to be, well, things could change, couldn't they, this evening. BX, if he has a good run, may be able to unsettle the lead for Iggy. Iggy only 6 points ahead going into this round. Vikings just said in the chat, do you want to change track? I don't think many of the lads much of a fan of Catalunya. I think it's not too much of a bad track myself. Can be quite high tyre wear. Tyre deg may be a factor going into the feature. So we're on board with Wesley at the moment. His current fastest lap in practice is a 140.075. Viking Dog with the fastest lap on the board at the moment of a 1 minute 39.491. So that's just around half a second faster than Wesley at the moment. Iggy He's just done a 1 minute 40.001, nearly into the 139s. Nearly a sub 140 there. You see his tyres are taking a bit of a pounding, bit of a battering around Catalunya. So it'll be interesting to see how qualifying plays out. Bremer there in the Lexus. Akan there in the McLaren. What can he do tonight? Viking Dog has had a decent run since his return in that GTR. Oh, Van der Speck's in the room. We haven't seen Van der Speck for a couple of weeks, so good to have you back, Van der Speck. The rest of the guys are in the pits. So Iggy's still out on them worn softs. I wonder if he can get close to Viking Dog's fastest time at the moment on them worn softs. I'm not sure if he come up to start finish line now. That's a 1:39.659. So into the 1:39s. He's only 2 tenths, I think it is, off the back of Viking Dog. So could be very close in qualifying. Wesley's up there at the moment as well. Be interesting to see where BX goes, because he is obviously rapid as well. Normally in the top 3. Currently chasing Iggy, 6 points behind in the standings.
Good evening, lads.
Evening, sick individual. Nice to have you along, mate. So if I have a look back, I'm trying to find. So Viking Dog actually sat in 3rd place. He's 31 points behind BX and 37 behind Iggy. But yeah, it's all to play for between BX and Iggy. Iggy giving us a little tune on the gears. Hello, mate. So there's a name we haven't seen for a couple of weeks now, Van der Speck. Representing Porsche this evening. We've seen the Porsche does suffer with quite bad tyre wear, doesn't it? So be interesting to see how that plays out for him. And I can't remember who the other. It wasn't Wesley, was it? No, it wasn't Wesley. Who was the other Porsche? So lobby has reset. I believe this is going into qualifying now. So we'll find BX, because he always seems to be first out of the pits. And we know he loves it when we go for a ride along. Looks like Owen getting out behind him. Owen possibly looking to pick up the slip for his first flying lap after this out lap. So a few cars still in the pits. I wonder if we've got a couple of people on a qualifying ban. Who do we have in the pits? So we've got Khan and Van der Speck both starting from the pits, it looks like.
Time GL.
Timeout corner's a bit lonely, says DB Elite. Oh, so yeah, on a quali ban, them lads. We're currently watching BX. He comes around the penultimate turn. He'll be coming around the final turn very shortly to start his first flying lap. He wants to get a good run out here. That looked pretty good there, to be fair. Love a little on board, a few corners. Making the most of the curve on the left-hand side there. Easy does it. Bit of a slide on the exit there. Maybe the track not still up to optimum temperatures. The time of day also maybe playing a factor in this qualifying session. Tyre's going to be struggling to warm up maybe. Around the penultimate turn. We're coming up to the penultimate turn, this one here. We'll see the new layout for this season. And the final turn. Lap time going to be 1 minute 39.5 to beat. Gilles goes 7 times faster, but he's just dropped down to third place. Iggy only 1/10 off the back of BX. And then Viking Dog's gone at 500ths, sorry. 500ths behind BX. He did hold the fastest time in practice in that GTR. Iggy currently provisionally third place with that 1 minute 39.724. He's only on lap 3 and look at that tyre wear. In fact, it looks to be quite heavy for most of the guys at the moment. Gilles currently sat in 4th place. That'll be a decent starting position for Gilles. I think he got his first podium last week. At least this season. Zico currently sat in 5th place.
Catalunya is horrible on the rubber.
Yeah, that's right. Catalunya is very high tyre wear. Sick individual. Wesley currently sat in 6th place. Again, very, very close in the times for this grid. Gapale currently sat in 8th place, only 300ths off the back of Owen in 7th. Philip only 1/10 off the back of Gapale in 9th. And that's the first biggest gap. Brumadino, 20 seconds off the back, 20.8 seconds off the back of Philip. Maybe this will be his first flying lap. He's actually into the pits. Kep. Don't think he's got the time on the board yet. Perhaps this will be his first. Where will he improve to? Actually on an out lap is Kep. So not improving that time round. McKenna also on his first flying lap, it looks like. So BX still currently provisional pole with that 39.596. He's currently on an out lap, as is Viking Dog, as is Iggy. Zico's managed to knock Gilles off of 4th place. He's managed to take that for the minute. He's only 3/10 off the back of Iggy. Gilles currently sat in 5th place. He may be on a cool down lap now. His tyres do look a little bit worse for wear, so we'll have to see if this is a cool down lap or if he improves. Wesley only 800ths off the back of Gilles. Very close. Really close indeed. Wesley still currently sat in 6th place. Capel is up to 7th. We got Philip there in 8th. He's going to come out and do another couple of laps. I don't know if he'll get another flyer in before the timer expires. So Kep did improve. He's up to 9th place at the moment. Owen there in 10th. McKenna down in 11th. Broomer 12th. So I think this is BX coming up to finish his first flying lap. He's actually 1.2 seconds down, so I'm not going to improve that time round. What about Viking? What can Viking do? Maybe Viking get an improvement here. Looks like maybe he's on for a lap. He's not seen the split just yet. He's actually purple through that split. That was what we were waiting for. We were waiting for a bit of a confirmation. Didn't know whether he was on a personal best or... It did look like he was moving. Will he be able to topple BX from that top spot? And he does. Going 800ths faster. He takes provisional pole for the minute unless anyone manages to improve. Last 30 seconds now of qualifying. I think BX maybe he's on a fast lap now. We'll have to wait and see as he comes through the next split. It's now or never, isn't it? I think he knows he's got to try and get his head down and put a lap together to be able to keep that pole position, but he's just lost it there by 800ths to Viking Dog. That may be how it goes into the first race, the 15-minute sprint. And he doesn't manage to improve. Actually only 400ths. Looking like Iggy possibly on the lap here. And he does improve. He manages to knock BX down to 3rd place. Iggy moves up to 2nd. So we've got Viking Dog currently on pole. Iggy 2nd place. BX 3rd. Zico 4th. Gilles 5th. Wesley 6th. Oh, Gilles improves. Or was that Capel? Capel goes 5th, Gilles 6th, Wesley 7th, Kep 8th, Owen 9th, Philip 10th, Bruma 11th, McKenna 12th, Khan 13th, and Van der Speck in 14th. Well, that was a cracking qualifying session, that was. Iggy looked like he was on a flyer at the end there, didn't he? And he did, he actually managed to improve. He did just enough, 8 thousandths faster than BX's time, but very, very close at the top. 39.515 for Viking Dog, 39.588 for Iggy, 39.596 for BX Royal. I think it's going to be a very close race.
Great final lap from Philip.
So it was actually Philip, wasn't it? Philip in the other Porsche alongside Ket. So here we go, we're waiting for the lights to go out. They'll illuminate and then they will go out. They are out. The guys are off. Viking Dog will head the pack down into the first corner. It looks like Zico actually getting that place away from BX early doors, moving up to 3rd place. BX down to 4th. BX manages to retake that position. Well, these two are actually door to door. Behind Iggy in 2nd place. BX has had to concede that position for the minute. He's going to stay in that slipstream though, maybe get the move done behind Capel there in 5th place, holding off Gilles in 7th. Phillips managed to put alongside in that Porsche, almost 3 wide behind. Like a little tap there between Philip and Capel. It's a tiny, tiny little love tap. So Philip holds on to 5th, or does he move up to 5th? I think he started 6th, didn't he? So he moves up to 5th. Capel even dropping to 6th. Gilles is down to 7th. Owen there in 8th. McKenna is 9th. Kep is 10th. Bruma is 11th. We've got Wesley 12th. Khan in 13th. Khan with a half a second penalty as he goes for a move there on Van der Speck. Or was it Bruma? I think it was Bruma. I think there was contact there as well. He's actually forced Bruma out wide. Van der Speck is there in the mix with Wesley. So Viking Dog still in control of the race at the moment. Tyre wear will be a factor around here. I think it's going to be a factor even in this sprint race. Only 15 minutes, but yeah, it's quite a high tyre deg track. So Iggy follows in 2nd place. BX is there in 3rd. Managing to get past Zico now, who is now down to 4th place. We've got Philip. Philip still holding on to that 5th position, trying to keep Capel at bay. He's there in 6th. Gilles still 7th. Owen 8th, and I think Aero and McKenna having a bit of a battle there in 9th and 10th. Kept holding that inside line. McKenna's going to have to try it round the outside. I think he's actually gone a little bit deep. He has. Gaggle of cars forming behind. Wesley fronts it. Then we got Van der Speck and Khan still with that half a second penalty. Still trying to get that position away from Van der Speck. Van der Speck will keep it for the meantime. Bruma's there in the mix as well. 14th place for Bruma. Khan is going to serve that penalty now. He will move down to 14th place. So Viking Dog still with the lead. Iggy started to catch him slightly though. I think he started extending that gap, but Iggy is starting to close it up. Ever so slightly as I say that, he's actually started to extend again. So maybe the GTR still a powerhouse down the straights. He's managing to pull away once again from that Alpha. The Alfa Romeo 4C of Iggy. Definitely going to be faster through the corners. You can see he starts to regain that time lost along the straight through the corners. Still doing a grand job of holding that second place. His tyres are starting to look a little bit worse for wear. BX is there in third. He's managed to gap Zico, so he's got a bit of breathing space now to try and work on Iggy up ahead in second place. Only 1.5 seconds up the road. Zico 1.7 seconds off the back of BX Royal. He's got Philip still behind him in fifth. Gilles is moved up to sixth. Capel down to eighth. So Capel maybe having a moment somewhere we must have missed. Trying to find where the battles are happening on track at the moment. So Gilles up to sixth. Looking like he's trying to work on Philip up ahead now in that Porsche. Owen there in seventh place. Bit of a moment there on the exit for Owen, but he kept it calm and collected. He's keeping it going. Oh, and Capel, that's unlucky there for Capel. He's picked up a whole second's worth of penalty. He must have been for track limits somewhere, but that will drop him down surely behind Wesley. Kept there in ninth place. Wesley 10th. Is Kep going to go for a move? Kep looking like he was going to go for a move up the inside of Capel up ahead. Wesley 10th, McKenna 11th, Khan 12th, Bruma 13th, Van der Speck 14th. He's got a whole half a second worth penalty as well, so our car moving up 2 places to 12th. And looking like the cars are in a bit of a train now, although Owen's starting to go to work on Gilles, up ahead in 6th place. Maybe the closest battle on track at the moment. And Capel's going to have to serve that penalty now. Where's he going to fall behind? He's actually going to drop to 9th at the moment. No, he has. He's dropped behind Wesley now. Fighting back though, you can see that happening. Side these two, Wesley and Capel. But yeah, finally Wesley is through. Capel right on his bumper though. Surely he's just going to stick behind and use that slipstream down to turn 1.
Good evening, lads. Catalunya is horrible on the rubber. GG. Well timed for me to get ready. See you, mate. Great final lap from Philip.
Oh, Robot Lady's a little bit late on the uptake. And Capel does actually manage to get that move done again into turn 1. They are still side by side. Wesley is going to be on the inside for this next corner. I'm sure he's going to try and hold it up to the next one as well. Capel's going to have to do something special to go round the outside there. A little bit dicey out on the marbles. And Wesley again retakes that position. Capel, but no Capel. Later on the brakes. Back up to 9th. And then up ahead as well. Owen looking like he's got that move done against Kep, but Kep coming back. Another battle forming here. Some fantastic action from the Tier 1 drivers. in the Aero League Racing's GT7 Championship. Season 12, round 5. So Owen managing to get that move done on Kep. He's moved up to 7th place. Will he be able to start attacking Philip? Gilles has actually managed to find his way past Philip now, up to 5th place for Gilles. Free to start attacking Zico up ahead in 4th. He looks like he's starting to suffer with a bit of that tyre wear. We did mention the tyre day. It's going to be interesting to see if we see some different strategies going into the feature race, which as always will be a reverse grid 40-minute endurance. So the faster guys are going to have to work their way through from the back of the field. So Iggy unable to bridge that gap yet to Viking Dog. It's gone from 1.1 seconds up to about 1.4 seconds. Viking Dog still with the fastest lap of 1 minute 39.593. Fairly consistent with the 139s as well. It was only his last lap he started dipping into the 140s. Iggy's last 2 laps have been 140s. The BX looking like he's struggling to bridge that gap to Iggy as well. 2 seconds is the gap now. I think the guy's definitely possibly struggling with the tyre wear. Very high tyre deck track, Catalunya. So Gilles currently looking like he's managed to break the toe back to Philip. He definitely has now. In that Mazda RX Vision, the Angry Hornet. Looks like he's very good on the tyres. Reese says go Gilles. He always comes along to cheer on Gilles, does Reese. Welcome along, mate. Then we have Philip, not far behind. He had a decent qualifying, didn't he? Did Philip? He's only lost 1 position so far, but them tyres definitely looking quite second-hand now. The Porsche seems to be very heavy on the tyre wear. Seems to be equal with the Genesis though, the Genesis of Owen there. Owen's still holding on to that 7th place. I think that was where he started, and he doesn't seem to have made up any positions. He lost that position momentarily, didn't he, to Kep, but yeah, managed to get it back. Kep still running in 8th. He's got Capel now hot on his heels. There is Capel running in 8th place. Oh, bit of a slide there, was it? Definitely looked like it. Maybe he's going to be able to get the move done here as they come down the start-finish. I don't think Kep's quite got the beans in that 4C to keep it ahead of the RX Vision as they come into turn 1. He's going to have the inside for this next bit though. And though Capel does get that move done. So that was a good move there from Capel, plenty of room given by Kep. Then we go to Wesley, who's still in 10th place. Arkan up to 11th. Bruma 12th. Van der Speck on very, very dead tyres now in that second of the 2 Porsches. In fact, no, I think there's 3 Porsches, isn't there, in this race? But yeah, they're in 13th. Very dead tyres. And McKenna also running on dead tyres, but at least that front left has left the chat. Iggy has now managed to close that gap though to Viking Dog. Maybe Viking Dog's had a moment somewhere on them dead tyres. Iggy's are hanging on for dear life. That front left is also going to die a death. And then it will look like Viking Dog has actually got the better tyres. 7 tenths is the gap. Iggy looking like he's actually starting to drop off the back of Viking. What can he do in the dying stages of this sprint race? He's going to gain again through this windy section. In fact, he actually didn't that time. Seemed to lose a bit of time there. Maybe that is the tyres coming into play. That front left of Iggy's as well. I mean, the rear left, sorry, almost fully gone as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on only 2 tyres by the end of this race. BX not far behind now as well. He's managed to close that gap from 2 seconds up to 1.7. Then we've got Zico and Gilles. Gilles may be able to take that 4th place away from Zico. Zico on dead tyres also. Gilles definitely got the better tyres out of everyone in the field, it looks like. So that Mazda RX Vision obviously quite kind on the tyres, but Gilles also doing his best to conserve them tyres. Flash the lights there to Zico. Get out of my way, he says. Zico says, no, I'm going to make you fight for it, mate. Even though I'm glitching a little bit. That's going to be a little bit off-putting for Gilles. If he can also see that. So Viking Dog going to take the checkered flag. Iggy will come in 2nd place. BX is in 3rd. We've got Zico and Gilles. Will Gilles take it? No, Zico 4th. Gilles is 5th. Philip. He's going to drop down the order somewhat. So Capel is 6th. Philip is 7th. Kep is 8th. Wesley 9th. Owen 10th. Khan is 11th. Brumer 12th. Van der Speck 13th. And McKenna will round out the field in 14th place. And that will set the grid, the reverse grid for the feature race, which will be coming up shortly. Well, that was the first race, guys, and what a race that was. Looking like Iggy may be able to challenge for that lead at the end there. Indeed, I think he did try. But Viking Dog doing just enough to take the win. He's going to close that gap, isn't he, to BX, who finished in 3rd in the end. But yeah, what a corker that was. Another cracking race from the Tier 1 drivers. Okay, so the room has been prepared. I think the race will commence shortly. I can hear a rotary. Oh, that's because we're on board with Capel. It does sound dirty, doesn't it? That rotary engine. Listen to it scream. It's like a 1.6 litre Wankel engine or something, isn't it? Yeah, I think it absolutely screams its way around the track. And is, in my opinion, a very good looking car.
Rotary.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everyone's got to love a rotary, ain't they? Individual. I think the other car that sounds really good, if we can find one, is... That thing does sound quite good, the Genesis. Oh, Owen! Bit of a sketchy moment there. I think he's probably on the mediums, giving a bit of a test before the feature. He might even be on hards, you never know. No, he's on mediums. So who was in? It wasn't Van der Sperk. So yeah, Bruma's in one. And Wesley is in the other one. The Lexus, that thing sounds wicked. As well, sounds really good. Nice throaty. Sounds a bit like the Bentley GT Continental from ACC. Also another gorgeous car. I do love the RCFs, as well as the M6. Another one of my favourite cars. Yeah, that thing does sound awesome. Zico in the McLaren. Maybe he's had a disconnect. He's come straight onto the gravel. Get a good look at his livery though. Yeah. That's like a potential wheel disconnect or controller disconnect. He's rolling back onto the track now. Obviously only a practice session, so it's all good. A lot of guys still in the pits. Looks like everybody probably going to go for mediums in the first stint of this feature race. When it gets underway, can't actually looking like that lag has settled down a little bit, so that's all good going into the feature. Owen looking like he's maybe got them mediums up to temperature now. That's a fantastic looking car as well, isn't it? That's the closest thing we've actually got to the Bentley Continental GT, isn't it? On the Gt7 is the Genesis X. It would be great if they brought the Bentley in. Obviously licensing and stuff. He was definitely losing the rear a bit there, wasn't he? Oh, was Zico back? I think he's back now. Yeah, Zico's back. Oh. Loses it, trying to warm the tyres. Oh, and again. Oh, what is going on? I think maybe Zico's having some mechanical issues. Possibly some hardware issues, I'm not too sure. Maybe just have dirty tyres. Car still getting a little bit unsettled on the entry to the next turn. So yeah, not too sure. Not sure what's going on with Zico. Hopefully he's not going to have any issues that plague him in the feature. Might destroy his hopes of getting any points. Iggy. Let's go have a look at Iggy for a minute. He looks alright on the mediums, he looks quite confident. The hot tub time machine time lord. McKenna's just said he has trouble with this course. What the hell? That was rather strange. Wait, what? Is this it? Oh, this is it. So this is it. We'll go on board with McKenna for the start of this feature race. Rolling start as always. Klaxon sound, the lights are out, they're off. McKenna heads the field down to turn one for the first time. In this feature, looks like some moves being made in the background there. Owen trying to get a move up the inside, is he? I think he's just lost that place, possibly to Arkan. Arkan trying to go around the outside, he's going to have the inside for this next turn. Brumadino trying to hold on to third place at the moment. Van der Speck there in second, trying to attack McKenna up the road in first. But Wesley having a look up the inside of Owen now. He wasn't close enough to get that move done. He's being challenged by Kep behind in 7th place. In fact, Kep getting that move done quite easily. That was a great move there from Kep. Owen almost losing the rear up ahead. So Wesley down to 7th now. Philip is there in 8th. Philip being attacked by Capel in 9th, followed by BX, who's there in 10th. So BX managing to make it up to 10th already. Iggy up to 11th. Gilles down to 12th with a whole second's worth of penalty. Zico there in 13th, and Viking Dog looking to take that place away from Zico in 14th. He's going to move up to 13th though, is he? It's got very congested here now behind Gilles. Viking Dog and Zico still side by side. And Zico has come off better out of that battle so far. So McKenna, no changes at the front. He's still in the lead. Bruma under attack now from Khan. Khan was looking for a move up the inside, but he wasn't quite close enough. So Bruma is going to hold on to that third place for the minute, but Khan is looking hungry. Actually looked like he went a bit deep there out onto the marbles. He's got to be careful, doesn't want to unsettle the car. A decent drive at the moment though. It looks like Van der Speck actually has closed that gap to McKenna up ahead. 2 tenths is the gap now. Trying to look for a move. McKenna maybe made an error there. He has. That's allowed Van der Speck through. He's taken the lead of the race. McKenna still hot on his bumper. Side by side. Van der Speck going to have the inside coming into this turn. McKenna tries it around the outside. It looked like Bruma getting a penalty in the background there. Oh no, there was contact there. Contact between McKenna and Van der Speck. McKenna picking up a half a second penalty. Van der Speck has managed to retake the race lead. McKenna now under pressure from Bruma. Bruma is hot on his heels. It's looking like he's going to take that position away, but he's also got a second's worth of penalty to deal with. He's got Khan not far behind. Khan looking like he may get promoted to second place at the moment. Not too sure how far behind him Kep is. This battle at the front is really starting to heat up though. Kep, did he have a look up the inside there? Or was that Khan? I think it might have been Khan. Oh, McKenna looking squirrely through the first couple of turns. Car getting a bit unsettled, trying to stay with Van der Speck, who's 5 tenths up the road. But that is going to hurt these two guys when they have to serve their penalties. McKenna and Bruma, they are going to drop down the field. It looks like Bruma maybe he's going to get that move done, is he? Keeps having a look up the inside. He had a cheeky little nibble back there. I don't think he's going to get through before the penalty line. And he doesn't know, so Khan does move up to second place. So McKenna actually, that half a second didn't hurt him too much. I think it was Bruma with a second's worth of penalty. He's down to 8th now. No, he's down to 9th. Van der Speck, however, he's now 1.9 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. It's going to be a battle of attrition for him though, isn't it? He's going to have to see how long he can make them mediums last. He's actually just set the fastest lap for 1:41.328. 1.7 seconds up the road from McKenna, down in second place now, being challenged by Khan in that McLaren. Khan looking for a move up the inside. McKenna managing to stay ahead. What are you going for it here, Khan? No way for him to get through. McKenna has to cover the inside, but no, he goes for a late move up the inside. It's paid off. What a move that was there from Khan. Up to second place now. McKenna is down to 3rd. Oh no, Khan! Oh dear. He had a bit of a moment on the rejoin. There was a tiny bit of contact with him and McKenna. They almost took each other out. Khan down to 4th place now. Kep is up to 3rd. Khan trying to make a move back on Kep. He's picked up half a second's worth of penalty as well as Khan. BX is now up to 5th place. He's now firmly on the back of Kep. I'm not sure where that happened. He's come flying through the field, hasn't he, as BX. Now up to 4th place is BX. Khan down to 5th. He's got that penalty to serve as well. That is going to hurt his standings here in this feature race, as him and Owen are actually having a fight in the background there. Owen going the long way round. Looks like Philip trying to follow as well. He wants a bit of the action there. side by side with Khan. He's going to take the deeper line. Owen up to 5th place. Khan down to 6th. Philip is 7th. Iggy up to 8th now. Wesley is in 9th place with half a second's worth of penalty. Capel is 10th. Zico is 12th. No, Zico's off. Viking Dog now up to 12th. Zico rejoins in 13th place with Bruma. Bruma's actually taken that position away. He's up to 13th there. Zico down to 14th. Van der Speck still in control of the race, but he's got 1.5 seconds worth of penalty. 3.2 seconds, 3.3 seconds up the road, but is that going to be enough? And that gap has really closed up now. It's 1.6 seconds, the gap. That hard work that he's put in hasn't paid off so far. It's not hurting too much. Nearly 2 seconds is the gap once again. But he was putting in the work there, wasn't he? McKenna still holding on to that 2nd place. He's done well. BX though now up to 3rd. BX getting the move done on Aero. Kept there in 4th. He's got half a second's worth of penalty, so maybe he will drop behind Owen. Van der Speck with another penalty. It's all unravelling. Still currently in 1st place, but McKenna is hot on his heels now. 4 tenths is the gap. He's definitely going to drop behind, isn't he, as Van der Speck, once he serves that penalty. McKenna, he's going to get a free position. So he's going to have to work even harder. And McKenna does, moves up to 1st place. Van der Speck tries to keep it up the inside. He keeps his nose in. There's a tiny bit of contact. But McKenna is your new race leader. Or race leader once again. Van der Speck down to 2nd. Don't write him off just yet. He has been very quick all night. Just making a few mistakes on lap 5. Now under pressure from BX though. BX looking for the move. He's going to have to get a long way round that GR Supra. He hasn't managed to get it done that time. Kep has closed the gap once again as well to BX. BX is under a lot of pressure now. He wants to get the move done on Van der Speck, but he's also got Kep to deal with behind him. Van der Speck covers the inside off. Great defensive driving. Oh, he's going to go around the outside here, is he? Surely not. Oh no, almost with a moment on the exit. Nice bit of breathing space though to Kep. He hasn't got to worry about Kep stealing that place just yet. These two right on the back of McKenna still. Van der Speck with a move there on McKenna. That was a little bit push to pass, wasn't it? McKenna getting all out of shape as well into this next turn. BX looking to try and take that 2nd place away. BX actually with a whole second's worth of penalty though. He has managed to take that position. But he will surely lose it again as there is a train of cars forming behind. Look at that. Fucking yum. Kep with a move up the inside of McKenna. He's had a look. Hasn't quite made it stick. Owen right off out into the marbles there. It hasn't unsettled him too much though. Still running in 5th place with Iggy behind in 6th. We haven't seen a lot of Iggy this race. Can he make up any more positions? The other person we've not seen. Oh, that gaggle of cars is getting very dicey up there. Owen managing to take 4th place away from McKenna. Momentarily, Kep is up to 3rd place. So we've got Van der Speck followed by BX Royal. Kep is in 3rd place. We've got Owen in 4th, McKenna in 5th, Iggy there in 6th, Philip is 7th, Khan 8th, Wesley is 9th, but he's going to get out of position from Khan, isn't he, surely? No, Khan covers the inside. Oh, but no, he does. So Wesley moves up to 8th place. Khan is down to 9th. He's got a gaggle of cars behind him as well. Capel in 10th, Viking 11th, Gilles now down to 12th. Bruma is 13th and Zico in 14th. Van der Speck still in 1st place, 1.9 seconds ahead of Kep, who is still holding on to 2nd place at the moment. McKenna is just falling down the order now, down to 8th place. In fact, he's lost that 8th place to Khan, down to 9th for McKenna. BX now putting the pressure on Kep. Actually with a purple sector there through the 1st sector. Oh, he looks up the inside. He's managed to get it done. That was a good move there from BX. Kep now having to defend against Owen. Owen pulls out to have a look up the inside. But he's managed to get alongside. Kept still there on the outside though. We got Iggy. There's a sneaky little move there from Iggy. Catching Owen unawares, almost following his teammate onto the gravel. That has slowed Kep's momentum somewhat. Will there be team orders between Kep and Iggy? Will Kep be getting out of the way? Not too sure. Looks like Iggy is going to possibly get through anyway. Owen trying to have a look up the inside. Yeah, Iggy now up to 3rd place. His teammate Kep still holding on to that 4th, but he's got Philip there as well. Philip has crept up out of nowhere. Also another Ninja, almost 3 wide now. Kep in a Genesis Porsche sandwich. It's got really congested here. Nobody has hit the pitch yet, I don't think. Oh my days. Look at these cars now, closer than ever. This is how close the racing is in Tier 1. And now we've got the GTR and the Lexus onto the back of the 4C of Kep, who's still chasing down Philip and Owen. Owen now up to 4th place. Philip holding on to 5th, Kep 6th. Wesley there in 7th place. Viking Dog has managed to make his way through to 8th. Khan 9th. Gilles is 10th. Zico 11th. Kale down to 12th. Bruma is 13th. And McKenna all the way down to 14th now. That's unlucky for McKenna. He was doing so well for the first few laps, wasn't he? Van der Speck though, still in the lead of the race, but look at his tyres. That front left has almost gone once again. Only into the 17th minute of this 40-minute sprint race, so we're not even halfway through. And it's looking like he might have to pit in the next couple of laps. Interesting what tyre he decides to go on to. Perhaps the hards will play a factor in this race. Not too sure though, maybe soft, or medium, soft, medium, or medium, medium, soft would be the preferred strategy. But BX is now firmly onto the back of Van der Speck, looking to try and take the lead of the race. His tyres are looking a lot better as well. As I say, the Porsche seems to be one of the worst cars on track for tyre wear. Which is unfortunate because it is such a very good car. So Van der Speck is having to go defensive now, having to cover off that inside. BX is going to be having to look for that switchback.
Make it the widest FCKN Porsche ever.
In fact, I don't think he's had to. I think he's managed to get it done now, and he has. So BX becomes new race leader. Van der Speck's tyres have died a bit of a death. He's going to be under pressure soon from Iggy. Iggy not far behind now. Iggy definitely on the better rubber as well. He's only 2 tenths behind. I think he's going to go for a move now into turn 1. And he's having a look. Is he going to be later on the brakes? He manages to get it done. Iggy up to 2nd place. 8 tenths off the back of BX. Van der Speck now down to 3rd. I do fancy Van der Speck will probably be pitting in the next couple of laps. Owen not far behind him now in 4th place. Only 7 tenths off the back of Van der Speck. Philip down in 5th place. He's 1.6 seconds off the back of Owen, with Wesley keeping him company there. 5 tenths the gap between them. Kept picking up another penalty there, half a second. That'll probably drop him behind Gilles, who's up to 8th now. He was running in 10th. Viking Dog 9th place. Zico is there in 10th. Zico looking like he's trying to challenge Viking Dog now. Viking Dog tyres are a little bit worse for wear though, aren't they? So definitely looking like Zico maybe with the pace advantage at the moment in that McLaren. I think we're going to start seeing our first guys into the pit. So Broom is there in 11th place. McKenna up to 12th now. He dropped to 14th. Capel, so Capel has pitted. He's out on a fresh set of softs. Khan has obviously followed him in as well in 14th place. He's also on a fresh set of softs. So BX Royal trying to extend that gap now to Iggy. Trying to extend this stint as well, as long as he possibly can on the mediums. We're just over the halfway mark now, 20 minutes, nearly 21 minutes in. These guys both come in from the back of the field, all the way to the front. We're on lap 13. Probably be around 25 or 26 laps. But I'm going to say 24 to 25. Trying to factor in the pit stops, which these top 2 are still yet to do. They're still yet to pit, so be interested to see how long they actually stay out on them very heavily worn mediums now. Some of the guys have already gone for the undercut, but they have gone on to softs, so also interested to see how long they can make the softs last. And BX is now into the pits. Iggy has stayed out his favourite track position. Iggy will become new race leader. And he does. As BX is into the pits, BX will drop to probably 7th or 8th by the time he comes out. So Iggy extending his stint, 2.9, so 3.1 seconds the gap to Van der Speck. Back in 2nd place, who is also favoured the stint extension. Then we have Wesley in 3rd place, followed by Philip hot on his heels in 4th. Wesley has been so good, hasn't he, on conserving tyres and fuel. Philip running on fairly dead tyres now. Still holding on to that 4th place nicely. Don't think he's quite got enough grip to be able to attack Wesley too much. Kep there in 5th place. Still got some meat on the bones. Zico is front left is pretty dead, isn't it? Still unable to find his way past. Kep in 6th place. Bruma 7th. So BX now out on fresh softs. He's dropped to 8th place, but as I say, the rest of the guys ahead of him still yet to pit. He's ahead of the guys that have already pitted. I think McKenna must have pitted already. He's on softs now. I think he's only going to be doing a short stint on them softs. Currently running in 9th place. Not a lot of fuel on board though, which is why I said that I think he's going to be doing a short stint. Capel is intent on a fresh set of softs and a almost full tank of fuel, looking to try and get the move done early doors on McKenna. McKenna stays ahead for the minute though. Owen behind on 11th. He's also pitted. Viking Dog is in 12th. He's also pitted. Gilles in 13th. Gilles looking to try and take that position away from Viking. And Khan in 14th place. So Wesley, he's going for a super long one again. That's what she said. Capellero also seemingly on the same strategy. I wonder if he'll actually follow Wesley into the pits. They're on similar tyre wear. If you look between the two cars. So BX up to 4th place once again. I think it's only the top 3 now yet to pit. So we have Wesley, followed by Kep, followed by Bruma. So the 2 Lexuses and the second of 2 4Cs choosing to stay out and do a super long stint. Respect to these guys. 25 minutes now, 25 minutes and a half on the clock and change. So yeah, Wesley now into the pits. Oh, he's into the barrier as well. Kep follows him in, closes that gap up. There may be a position gained there, possibly. Broom is in as well, so BX will become race leader once again. Looking to try and close that gap to Iggy in the top spot. I keep saying splot. Why do I keep saying splot? In the top spot. Putting a purple sector there. I'm sure he's going to be setting a fastest lap as he's on softs now as well. So maybe an extra point in the bag there. Capel running in 2nd place. He's a second ahead of Iggy. He's got McKenna for company in 4th. Owen's there in 5th, and Viking Dog up to 6th now. So slowly making his way through the field is Viking Dog. Gilles 7th, Khan is 8th. Then we have Zico, followed by Van der Speck, followed by Philip. Wesley behind in 12th, Kep and Bruma. And BX did this last week, didn't he, in the feature. Managed to time his pit stop just right. And then started creating a sizable gap. So we did in fact take the fastest lap again with a 39.622. That was lap 16 on the softs. 6.3 seconds. Now the gap to Capel back in 2nd place. This may be the closest battle at the moment between Capel and Iggy. Iggy looking to try set up a move up the inside there. Not quite close enough that time round, but he is closing. I think he's going to get it done here along this next. Very close indeed between these guys. And that was a great move there from Iggy, forcing Capel to cover the inside and taking that place away with ease. Absolutely cracking. Capel now down to 3rd place, and he's under pressure from Viking Dog, who's up to 4th. What can Capel do? He's going to have to go very defensive now, isn't he? If Viking Dog gets that GTR past him, it's going to be a task, isn't it, to retake that position with how big that thing is. It's got to be very foreboding in the rear view. And it looks like night is descending around the track. So maybe track temperatures will start to drop, adding another factor into this race. Viking Dog really trying to put the pressure now on Capel up in 3rd place. Owen still trying to hold on to the back of him in 5th. He's got Gilles for company now in 6th. Viking Dog all over the back of Capel. He wants that 3rd place, this Viking. 30 minutes in now, 10 minutes to go, just under. And he's had a look up the inside. He has managed to take that position. Capel, how did Capel get a seconds penalty for that? So Capel got run a little bit wide, and he's actually picked up a second's worth of penalty. That's rubbish. Come on, GT. Viking Dog up to 3rd place now. Able to try and chase down Iggy, but Capel, that's heartbreak for him. Looking like he may have been able to re-challenge Viking for that 3rd place, but he's going to serve that penalty, and then he will surely, if they don't manage to get it done before, drop behind these two cars that are starting to squabble now. Gilles managing to get that position away from Owen. He moves up the inside. Owen still trying to come back up the inside though. He's managed to retake it back up to 5th, but Gilles still there. And they will surely get past Capel as well. Capel keeps taking that wider line. I thought he was actually moving over for them. It's kind of what it looked like. So Gilles still trying to battle Owen for that 5th place. Owen now trying to make an impression on Capel before he has to serve that penalty. It will be in the next couple of corners. can see the bar starting to fill up now. That will drop in behind both Owen and Gilles at this point. And there you go, you see them both get through. Gilles up to 5th place now, behind Owen in 4th. And Capel actually dropping down to 7th place as Khan manages to move through to 6th. Oh, Khan with a bit of a moment, he's managed to save it. Capel getting forced out a little bit wide though by Zico. Zico manages to move through to 7th place. Capel now down to 8th. Phillips there in 9th. Very, very close indeed this field. Once again, Van der Speck there in 10th. Kept hot on his heels in 11th place. Bit of door bashing there as Kep has to go the long way round. Van der Speck's going to try and hold it up the inside into turn 1. Kep's going to have the inside for this one. Van der Speck's still there. But Kep has moved through to 10th place. Van der Speck down to 11th. Wesley is there in 12th. Bruma 13th. McKenna all the way down in 14th place now. So BX still 5.1 seconds, the gap back to Iggy in 2nd. But them softs are definitely coming to the end of their shelf life. The expiry date firmly set. Iggy in 2nd. Actually looking like he's starting to chip into that gap somewhat, but his tyres are a little bit better at this point. I think he went for the longest stint, didn't he? He extended for a lap or 2 more than BX. You never know, maybe a race winning strategy. He will surely become race leader once again, but he's also going to be yet to pit. Viking Dog there in 3rd place, 3.2 seconds a gap to Iggy up ahead. Then we have Zico, followed by Gilles, followed by Khan, followed by Owen. Owen now down to 8th. He was running in 4th place. So Zico, somehow, he's moved all the way up to 4th. In a matter of a couple of corners. Maybe there were some shenanigans that we didn't see. Gilles there in 5th. Khan though, Zico's teammate hot on his heels in 6th. Looks like he may be suffering a little bit with some understeer there through that last turn. Like he scrubbed a little bit out wide onto the marbles. So Owen, after being in 4th, he's now down to 7th. I think he's just made a position up against Capel, who also has Van der Speck there in 9th place. Them 3 cars all within a second of each other, maybe even half a second. Van der Speck has a look up the inside later on the brakes. Oh no, that was a bit of a dive. I think he needs to give that position back really. That wasn't really on. You can see Owen flashing his lights in the background. He's not happy. He isn't a happy man. And Van der Speck has actually moved over and let the guys back through. He was trying to be last to the late breakers, but didn't quite pay off. Bruma and Philip, 13th and 14th, no, 11th and 12th. Having a bit of a battle now, Philip having to cover that inside off. Bruma trying to get the long way round. He's going to have the inside for the next bit. There we go, he has moved ahead, so Philip down to 12th, Bruma up to 11th. Wesley running in 13th, McKenna in 14th. BX still in the lead of the race. 5.2 seconds is the gap to Iggy, so Iggy started chipping into it, didn't he? But been unable to break the bridge so far. Actually got a little bit less fuel on board than BX at this point, so maybe they'll be pitting around the same time. Not too sure. Viking Dog still in third place, only 3.8 seconds a gap to Iggy, but unable to do any work so far. Well, actually no, it does look like he started to put the foot down a bit. 3.3 seconds. It's gone back up again. Zico still holding on to that fourth place. Gilles is there in fifth. Khan is sixth. They're all going to be coming up to pit soon, aren't they? Surely. So BX doing really well at the moment to keep that gap consistent to Iggy behind on them very worn soft tyres. In fact, I think maybe he's going to be running them to the end of the race. I thought maybe the guys were going to be going for some two stops, but we're 38, nearly 39 minutes in. So we will have a quick rundown. So BX still holding the lead in first place. Iggy is still currently second. Viking Dog in third. Oh, that's a sticky situation for Iggy there with that flashing fuel indicator. Zico fourth. Gilles still currently fifth, but maybe able to work on that fourth place. Zico not far ahead now. Capel sixth. Khan seventh with Owen in eighth place. Khan managing to get that position away again. Owen down to eighth. Kept there in ninth, not far behind. Bruma 10th. Philip 11th. Wesley 12th, but he's got a second's worth of penalty. Van der Speck in 13th. He's got half a second's worth of penalty. And McKenna in 14th. So I think that BX is going to get through to do one more lap, and he does. Will Iggy get through? So yeah, some of these guys are going to get through to do a final lap, a victory lap so to speak. I think this is the next closest battle at the moment. Zico and Gilles. Gilles looking for the move up the inside. We're going to have to go on board. Caballero 7th, Owen 8th, Bruma 9th, Khan 10th, Philip 11th, Wesley 12th, Van der Speck 13th, McKenna will bring him in 14th. And where's this little battle? So Gilles has finally found his way past Zico. He's up to 4th place now. Has Zico got an answer? He's only 4 tenths behind. Gapale only 2.5 seconds off the back of Zico as well, so maybe Capel can do some work in this final lap for the top 6. Zico looking like he may be trying to, not really close enough, but try and force Gilles into making an error. So BX, after coming third in the sprint, he's going to take the checkered flag here in the feature race. Well done, mate. That was a good win. Iggy, Iggy is going to take that second place. Viking Dog third. Gilles would be 4th. Zico 5th. Capel 6th. Well, that was another cracking race, wasn't it, guys? Absolute train forming at one point, with how close these guys are on pace. That was round 5. I'll be back again for round 6. This has been your boy Vexed and the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers. See you again. Good night.